Hello, everyone. My name is Michael DeLupo. I'm current president of Pawis, and Pawis is a Filipino Association of Workers and Immigrants, and we organize in Santa Clara, San Jose County area. We fight for workers' rights and immigrant rights, and just the general well-being of Filipino community. But this video I just want to update folks in terms of our upcoming events, and if something that might be interested in, please join us or contact us. So right now, Pawis is part of an alliance which is Philkaya. Philkaya is Filipino Community Alliance for Immigrant Advancement, and when the DACA and DAPA came out, the community came together to really help try to figure out how to help the community in terms of providing those services and trying to educate folks and how that would benefit some immigrant community. So but as y'all know, that's been on hold, and but we continue to really, as a group, as an alliance, to really learn more about the immigrant issues, and so we can better serve our community. So because there are many other different immigrant issues that we can work on, like comprehensive immigration reform and other things. So and our meeting as Phil Kai so on October 7th, like 6 to 8. If you're interested, I'll put the information on this video so you can check it out later. But yeah, definitely, if you're interested in immigration issues and you have families that have gone through immigration woes and issues, and just something that want to learn and come be a part of, it'd be a great opportunity to learn also. And that's October 7th, Wednesday. And there's also this Friday there will be a Migrante Party List campaign launch, and as you can see in the background, there's a banner which is said Migrante Party List, and one of the couple of calls are servicio hindi negosyo, protection hindi collection. So basically, saying we need he should provide services instead of you know businesses, and we should in terms of helping protect our workers versus collecting more taxes out of them. So I think uh, as you all know, there's an election coming up in the Philippines, and there's a party list system that it's part of the election, and the party list works in a way that the party list, because there are many underrepresented, marginalized groups in the Philippines, and the party list system is supposed to allow those marginalized and underrepresented to actually have a representation in the House of Representatives. And I think for migrant workers, especially OFW, there's about 11, almost over 11 million Filipinos outside the Philippines that are working, that are continue to really send remittance and money back home, which actually is a big part of the GDP of the Philippines. So, and the fact that they go through a lot of issues and exploited and abused, and there's really not there's not a thing in place to really protect them. So so can you imagine the idea of that there is something that would represent you know those those workers in the Philippines in terms of really providing protection and services that would benefit 11 to 12 million people in the world. So this is going to be the launching in Delhi City, and also the launching is very significant because the launching is also a celebration. There was some teachers trafficked over about 100, and I think they paid over $20,000, and when they got here, there was no jobs. So can you imagine being promised that you're gonna get a job and you pay this much, and when they get here, there was no job, and they were stuck with nowhere to go and no job and being undocumented and out of status. So and some folks went different places, and some folks were in San Francisco and some came to San Jose, and but there's a few folks that we were able to help in terms of trying to help them out with their issues. So this is a celebration of that. Three people were able to get their T visas, and T visas they were able to get their families. So it in itself, this is like I said, a celebration, and in celebrating that victory, and we hope to continue to have more victories because we know that there are many, many more folks in our community that are struggling, whether it's being trafficked, whether it's wage theft, and all those other things. So in celebration, we also want to educate and help push the Immigrants party list. Again, that would help in terms of protection and creating service that would benefit OFW and migrant workers around the world. So yeah, that would be on October 9th, Friday, 6 to 9 p.m. It's gonna be in Daly City, and I'll put the information also, the address and time, and and contact us if you want, if you're interested in wanting to go and learn more. We could definitely coordinate rides, and it's a community event. So and there'll be some food and cultural performances. So yeah, definitely something to check out. And also, uh, we're also we usually have legal clinics. We do it every 3 months. So knowing that there is there is issues, and many folks in our community might not have access to legal services, and they might not know their rights in terms of as an immigrant and a worker. So we provide legal clinics every 3 months. So I'll update you guys in terms of when is the next legal clinic. We had a legal clinic last one at Sunnyvale. We're working with Silicon Valley Workers Project, so and they were able to connect with St. Justin Parish, a church up in Santa Clara County. So yeah, if you guys are in the area and interested in really working with workers' rights and immigrant rights, and that'll be something that you could contact, and I'll put Bo Rodende's contact information so you guys can connect if you're in that area or interested in really learning more. Uh, Also, we also have a upcoming event for the Wage Step Coalition, and the Wage Step Coalition is putting together a Wage Step community forum, and the idea is to bring the communities, the workers, and be able to have a conversation in terms of what they want out of what steps to take and what other issues that they can that they that belongs to them. And so we want to be able to have that conversation. I think it's one thing to try to provide services without actually consulting the very people that are struggling with the issue. So that's why it's important for us to bring the community to be able to have a conversation, talk about it, and go from there before we even start to put something together. So, and the Wage Step Coalition is really been a great thing in terms of working with them, and Pawis is one of the organization as part of the Wage Step Coalition, and its purpose is to really create to end wage step, basically. And but in our process, we want to create a basic an ordinance or a law that would be so we can have a leverage in terms of making businesses, and in terms of the caregiver industry, have leverage to be able to pressure them and to put them in a position that they pay their workers, because there's a lot of in a care home industry, there's a lot of employers that really don't pay the workers correctly. They overwork them, and then they don't give them that overtime money. So that in itself is wage theft, and wage theft is really illegal. It's a crime. I mean, can you imagine, going to the store and taking a $10 item, and then if you get caught, you would go to jail. But these businesses take about 80,000 to 100,000 from these workers, and they get away from it, and there's no actual law to actually pressure them to actually pay. So, and that's why the Wage Coalition is important. If we're going to talk about stealing is a crime, then why stealing from workers that's amount to over 80 to 100,000 is not treated as a crime in terms of employers being accountable, whether it's going to jail or whether it's just being paid. So, and that's the Wage Step Coalition. We hope to create an ordinance that would be able to take their licenses and to not be able to operate if they don't pay, if they don't have a judgment, if they don't pay their judgment in terms of their business. So, and we hope and it's been a victory for us that the city and Santa Clara County is prioritizing the Wage Step Coalition and to the ordinance in itself. So and we have, and yeah, so that event is really important to get the community out there. And it's not just a Filipino thing. Wage theft issue is all across the board, whether it's the care home industry, whether it's the restaurant industry or the construction industry. So we're trying to get the community. Let's have a conversation. How do we move forward, and how can we provide support to everyone that that's under these conditions. So there's also IPT. IPT is International People's Tribunal. IPT happened in Washington D.C. and we were able to the South Bay were able to send folks out there, and we were able to send a Pawis member, which is Michael Tayag, to be participate in terms of the tribunal. Basically, IPT is basically a people's court. They also summoned the Philippine government in Aquino, and of course they didn't show up. But it's a process of really, keeping them accountable. Because in the process, they were able to find him guilty in many, many crimes. Whether it's the neglect of the Typhoon Haiyan victims, whether it's being accountable for the Mama Sapano incident, people dying, and whether it's the human rights violations and the extrajudicial killings, and also the militarization of indigenous folks, like the Lumads. So that will be happening, and people from the Bay Area, when we're able, it's gonna have a report back, and also it'll be a cultural night. So there'll be some performance from the youth, from the workers, and all the different sectors, and so it will be in Bayesa Library. I'll put in the information on the video, and also it'll be on October 16th. Doors open at 6:30, and the program will be 7 to 9. So, yeah, if you're just curious and want to learn, and in terms of what the government, in terms of their neglect, and what they were how and what they were found guilty of, come join us. It'll be a fun night. So, and speaking of the Typhoon Haiyan, when Typhoon Haiyan, the South Bay, well, nationally there was a task force created, and we were able to, in the South Bay, San Jose and Santa Clara County, were able to put together the Task Force Haiyan, South Bay Task Force Haiyan, which is now called Disaster Support Network, and they have continued to really do work in terms of fundraising, because I think disasters, whether it's the typhoons, they happen about 30 times a year in the Philippines, and I think not all of them, get reported. I mean, Typhoon Haiyan was huge. So, but knowing that it happens, typhoons happens 30 times a year in the Philippines, and knowing that, when Haiyan happened, the government were not able to really protect and provide services, and really neglected the people. And knowing that, so the Disaster Support Network group, knowingly that they want to be able to really create an organization that would support and help the people in terms of dealing with these different disasters that happens throughout the year. So, and their mission right now is they're hoping to send their membership back home, and to see the very people that are affected by these disasters, and and get to see the condition of the people, and knowing that hopefully that would really motivate them for really to do more work in terms of supporting the Filipino people. So the Disaster Support Network is having a fundraising on October 17th, Saturday. It's 8 to 10:30 a.m. So we're having a 5K, 5K, 5K for 5K. We hope to raise 5,000. It'll be a run, full walk slash fun run. I think we did this beginning of the year, and so we're able to raise a good amount, and so we're hoping to raise more this time around. And so 5K, if anyone has 5K, please just you can drop at us right now. But yeah, come check us out. It'll be on October 17th, Saturday, 5K for 5K. Please register, and I'll put also more information on the video so you can check it out. And if you have some friends that are that likes to run, and likes to be healthy, and or even just bring the family and just kick it, have fun, and and you do it for a good cause. And yeah, so yeah, hopefully we'll come to see you guys over there.